Ugh, really, Dr. D? Do I have to do this? And with this kid? Hey, it's not a picnic for me either, lady. Whatever you're watching, Pro teaches noobs. What is even a noob? If you have to ask that, it means you are one. Ugh, and what's that supposed to mean? Super baby. Ooh, that's it. So immature. Should I take over? No. Oh well.
Welcome to lesson of Pro Teacher Dupe. You have with me returning Crystal. And yep, today we are following up, going over Spider-Man life story with Fantastic Four life story, written by Mark Russell, who I've had on the show before. He's a really good writer, but sometimes when he gets a little dark and dreary, he can really get dark and dreary.
Interesting.
Yep. So let's just dive right in as we start off with the first issue, set like Spider-Man in the 60s. Now, this is not like parallel. This is its own separate story. This is not like showing us the other end of the Spider-Man one. But, yep.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
I'm
April
excited.
1961.
Here we go.
At Harvard, they used to tell us that every good idea was the product of inspiration. Every bad idea, the product of desperation. Or was it the Navy that said that? I forget. The point is this, Dr. Richards. We're desperate. JFK!
Yep.
Yep, we've already tried to put a man... Uh-oh. What the heck happened? It did it again. You still there? Yep, we're still good. We're still good. Okay,
yeah, I'm still here.
Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on with that.
Okay, good.
We've already tried to put in a man in space 3 times. Do you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. That's 3 launches and 3 failures. Abort! Abort mission!
Yep.
So, yep. So
All
you need
missions.
yep. So you need me to build you a spacecraft. No, I need you to build me one 3 months ago. Oh, but yep, they got beaten by Sputnik and everything. If we don't respond soon, the world will believe we've fallen behind. Our allies will begin to think they've bet on the wrong horse. And there's one thing to do with a horse that can't run. What can you possibly say when the leader of the free world is worried? Well, would you settle for having a spacecraft 3 months from now? In truth, perhaps we were both desperate. I can see that I picked the right man for a bad idea. I knew that there might never come another chance for my design to be built. Our mutual desperation joined together in a form of strength. You're in charge, Dr. Richards. I realize I think back to Mayor Quimby. It's supposed to be based off of JFK, so I'll try to go for that voice. You're in
Nice,
charge.
yes.
Yep, Dr. Jones here will make sure you have everything you need. But, sir, you promised command of Cassandra 4 to me. Have you even seen his designs? They don't even look like rockets. We've already know what failure looks like, Ricardo. As with all things, if we're going to fail, let us fail in new ways. Yes, sir. He's right to be concerned, you know. You're the visionary who will take us to the stars. Dr. Jones is the skeptic who will keep you grounded. As such, I'm putting him in charge of ground control. I hear you developed a new form of subatomic fuel. Kennedy was right. This was a bad idea. But even if I believed it back then, I'm not sure I've done anything differently. This is the least aerodynamic rocket I've ever seen. It's not a rocket. It's a spaceship. Use an antimatter fuel solution. Produces so much energy, the craft doesn't need to be aerodynamic. It doesn't even need a vertical launch. A telephone call, Dr. Richards, because it was still the best bad idea I've ever had. Reed, honey, how's it going? Hey, sis, you got anything to eat? Check the refrigerator, Johnny. Yeah, I'm not opening a laboratory refrigerator. Fine, Sue, just crackerjack. They've even given us some of their best pilots. Though nobody knows the design better than you. If there was justice in the world, it would be you on this flight. Dr. Richards, I'd like to talk to you about your fuel. Reed, what's wrong? They canceled it, Sue. They're pulling the plug on the whole project. What? Why? The antimatter fuel. It's just that we don't have the technological capability to even test this fuel, and I can't approve launch until we do. Well, when might that be? My best guess is sometime in 1982. I'm sorry, Dr. Richards, but until then, we'll have to mothball your design. It's over, Sue. They've already postponed Cassandra 4. They're going to dismantle the ship tomorrow. And do you know what the operative word is in that sentence? What? Tomorrow. It's not that simple, Sue. We need a pilot. We need a crew. Hi, I'm Sue Storm. Meet your crew. Can I come, Johnny? Absolutely not. Do you know why this is called Cassandra 4? Because the first 3 missions failed. How old are you anyway? Old enough to call NASA if you don't let me come. I can't believe I'm doing this. It is safe, though, isn't it, Reed? It is. You have a good pilot. If you got a good pilot. Anyone know a good pilot? I know a guy. What's the matter, Ben? Lost my job, Tony. Your boss, Kenya? Nah, it was mutual. I didn't like the way he talked to me, and he didn't like me the way I mailed him to Singapore in a crate, so we parted ways. Couldn't have come at a worse time. I mean, engaged to be married. Such a sweetheart. Sally is the most understanding woman in the world. Yeah? Well, she'd have to be, wouldn't she? It'd be nice to take her on a honeymoon, somewhere classy, where they put fruit in the drink. Was that a job? I don't know. That's him. So here they're not going with the fact that they're going with Ben and Reed knowing each other. Because normally they did. Gee, sorry, can't let. Yep. Gee,
Right.
sorry, can't let you in, Dr. Richard. Base is on lockdown until the mothball team gets here. Come on, Cliff. Just picked up some personal belongings. I drove all the way. All right, Dr. Richard, but be careful. If anything goes missing, it's my bacon on the griddle. Thanks, Cliff. Here, put on these flight suits. Not all the electronics have been installed. Can you fly without instruments? I can fly without wings if your plane don't blow up on us on Pompadour. Wait, how do you know this guy? The suits are inflammable. Ain't putting my mind at ease, Doc. There it is, the ship we designed. Not bad, sis. Okay, hold on. We never actually got around to a trial launch. What? But it is going to be all right, isn't it, Reed? He's my baby brother. Amateur night at the Monkey Ranch. Neato! If anything goes wrong, all Ben has to do is press the abort button. The ship will return safely to Earth. Hold on to your wings! Like, what the? Flapjacks! Every good idea is the product of inspiration. Don't think the old cigar box would make it. Congrats, Doc. We did it. We're the first Americans in space. And only third overall after a commie and a dog. Personally, I don't see how I can go back to school after this. The antimatter index is fluctuating. And every bad idea, the product of desperation. Reed, something's wrong. The hull's molecular integrity. We had run thousands of simulations. This had never happened in the laboratory. Oh no! Of course, you can't simulate cosmic rays in the laboratory. When the cosmic rays interacted with the antimatter fuel, it can't be. It can't! Something happened. Something I should have foreseen. And yet would have never have dreamed of in a million years. Hold on! What's happening? Sue, I'm not feeling good. I'm feeling like, help me, Sue! Because we evolved to live on Earth. Our lives give us the illusion of order, the illusion of meaning. Johnny! The illusion convinces us that someone is looking out for us. Reed! Ben! Abort, Ben! Abort! But once we live and leave the safety of our home, the place where we evolved to belong, we learn the truth, that the true nature of the universe isn't order or meaning, Ben, but chaos and apathy. It's an apathetic universe. All we have to do, and we have, is the hope that a coin flip will go our way once in a while. The hope that we will get lucky. I don't remember what happened next. I don't remember the return to Earth, back to the illusion of our world, the illusion of safety. But I do remember that just before blacking out, Dr. Richards, are you all right? All right, sir. I saw it, just for a moment, but I saw it. The deaths of our illusion, the deaths of our world, the deaths of everything. You're really happy? Look at that, though. Yeah.
I love trying to
It does.
factinoid.
Mm-hmm. Did it really happen? Did I just imagine it? Oh, Sue,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. If anything had happened to you, y'all are lucky to be alive. But something always happens to us, even when we get lucky. This is always a price to be paid for survival. We want a cell culture from each of, whoa! As much as we'd like to go to, we can never go back to normal. Help! Because there was never any normal to begin with. That's going to take some getting used to. Where's Ben? In an episodic universe, life itself is the anomaly, which is why we hang on to survival. Ben, what kind of seeing am I? I hope you're happy with yourself, Dr. Richard, even when we wish we could let it go. Why even a bad life feels like a winning lottery ticket. Sally, how long before he resumes his human forms, Dr. Jones? This is uncharted territory. Maybe tomorrow, maybe never. I'm doing everything I can to understand his condition. No one could ever love this big bag of gravel. Not even you did this to me! Hey, Ben, stop! Wait, look! I am pleased to report that as of last night, an American crew was successfully launched into space. They journeyed to the dark in order to bring us into the light. Whether American or Soviet, we explore space in the hope of finding our common humanity here on Earth. And we thank those 4 brave men and women, these Fantastic Four, for their heroism and for their sacrifice. Please, Mr. Grimm, your country needs you. We may not be fantastic. This way, please. The motor car is waiting. Ben, save it. White walls, you ruined my life. You may not even be 4. I ain't doing this for you, and I ain't no priest, so I don't want to hear your confession, and I sure as death ain't going to be giving you no absolution. But we do what we must when others need us more than we need ourselves. Ladies and gentlemen, the first Americans in space, the Fantastic Four. We pretend. It's clobbering time! We were never meant to be together. Being the first Americans in space wasn't the only reason they called us heroes. And it wasn't the only reason we were needed. Let go of the dock, groundhog! It's me, it's Small Man! So we kept pretending. Thank you, Brian. You saved my, yeah. Life went on, as it usually does. But somehow, the world never felt quite right again. Aw. We were overnight sensations in an age when the sun never set. Folks, tonight marks the debut on this show of not one, but 2 quartets. Hey, if any of you want a haircut, I know a guy in Brooklyn. It's the Beatles!
Yep.
The world needed saving in ways even we couldn't provide. Sue marched with everyone. Yet my thoughts kept turning from this world, from the now, to those few brief seconds in 1961. Oh, look!
Yeah, that's awesome.
That is when I beheld a brief glimpse of the end, when I saw it, whatever it was. How do you warn people about a danger that you yourself do not understand? Thank you for seeing me, Mr. President. Anytime, Dr. Richards. I believe you know Dr. Ricardo Jones, of course. I asked him to be here, as he is our top astrobiologist. Now, what's this thing you keep writing me about? I don't know. I know it's malevolent. And if it comes here and we're not ready, the world is consumed with its own conflict. And it could be psychosis, sir. The effect of cosmic rays on the human brain. I don't know. You could be right, Dr. Richards. But after the Gulf of Tonkin saying, and things are about to get a whole lot worse in Vietnam. And I'm already inside the cow up to the elbow. How do you build the future when so many people are fighting for the past? And the war on the streets of America. My attention is needed here, but the door is always open. Next time you see this space demon, just give us a call. You hear? They called us the Fantastic Four. Like we share a room, sleeping in bunk beds. So how'd it go with the president? Not well. He thought I was crazy. He called it a space demon, which is actually a pretty good description. Maybe he's got a point then. But the truth is, we all have our own and lives of our own. About you being crazy, I mean, and sharing it with someone who not only loves you, but also understands. It's what makes the pressure, the constant demand of being heroes bearable. I don't know what I'd do without it. Welcome tonight. Our guests are not 1, but 2 world-renowned scientists. Was this a booking error? No, it was intentional. All right, we'll talk after the show. Well, for most of you watching at home, good night. For everyone else, I would like to introduce Dr. Ricardo Jones, NASA's chief astrobiologist, and Reed Richard, more popularly known as Mr. Fantastic.
Yay!
So, Dr. Jones, bring any aliens with you? No, I'm afraid not. Well, that's too bad. Johnny Carson always had a wild animal segment, saved money on writers. Years ago, when NASA first started, I was having lunch with a bunch of other scientists, and we were talking about aliens. We all agreed our galaxy was undoubtedly teeming with millions of alien civilization, except for Enrico Fermi, who stood up and shouted, "Well then, where is everybody?" That was my next question. Well, there's a couple of possibilities. It's possible that any civilization that has the technology to explore the stars also has the technology to destroy itself. And that temptation is simply too great to resist. Or it could be that they're simply bird watchers, smart enough to be content to observe us from afar. Dr. Richards, you were in space. You catch any peeping toms while you were up there? Ha 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 ha! I think it's a self-terminating question. I'm sorry, what? Are there any aliens out there? It's a self-terminating question. It's like a deer asking where all the hunters are. Once you know the answer, it's too late. The only civilization left are those lucky enough not to know. We are the fortunate survivors of our own obscurity, which also happens to be the official slogan of our sponsors. We'll be right back after these messages. As God is my witness, I wish I had just forgot about what was out there, waiting for us, but I couldn't let it go. For some reason, I couldn't. So I built a subspace chamber in the hopes of recreating the conditions of our first space flight, the conditions in which I first saw it. I'm powering up. All systems are functional. And did you get city approval for our extra power, Johnny? I arranged it. Look, Mommy, a power outage. Reed, it's not too late to stop. I'm afraid it is. One way or another, I've got to know. Where's Ben? It's go time in less than an hour. Ben, don't you get someplace else to be? Yeah, here. Does the alcohol even do anything? Yeah, I just here for your stellar insight. You still love Sally. Why don't you say something, Ben? What? Is she a geologist? Even if she said yes, I couldn't put Sally through whatever I am. What about you, Dr. Frankenbeans? My name is Ricardo Jones. We met once, long time ago. Think of me as a friend and an answer to your prayers. It's taken me years to understand, to perfect, but this advice will allow me to make you Ben Grimm again, and for me to become what you never wanted to be. In short, I can return the life that Reed Richards stole from you. Accept, and I will take your affliction from you for as long as we both shall live. Ben, this is the guy who swapped with Ben and this monster. Mm-hmm.
Right on.
And Ben's here.
I'm like, yes.
Yep. Ben, I have no idea, no right to ask this of you, but I don't come out alive. I'm going to need you to come in after me to retrieve the recording, to provide the world with proof of what I saw in there. Certainly, Doctor. You can count on me. Are you feeling all right? Are you okay? If anybody catches fire, just scream twice. I knew the moment I entered the chamber that it was a bad idea. But perhaps this is why bad ideas are born out of desperation. Desperation being the name we give to whatever corner we've painted ourselves into. Activating subspace chamber now. Ben, the space-time torsion effect is about to get pretty strong. Why don't you wait outside? Oh, I wouldn't miss this for anything. After all, how many opportunities do you get to commit the perfect murder? Ben? Not Ben, genius. The other man you stole everything from. Dr. Jones, you took my space mission, my place in history, and your pathetic lies about seeing that. Oh no. What are you? You were right. This whole time you were right. They call me Galactus, destroyer of worlds. I see you, the terror in your soul, and I am coming for it. I am coming for you all. I was wrong about everything. I can't shut it down. It's collapsing into its own gravity well. I'm ready to die. No, you're the only one who knows what this thing is. You have to survive. You have to stop it. In an apathetic world, you pay for your mistakes. You're the only one who can. The bigger the mistake, the greater the bill. Galactus. His name is Galactus, and he knows where we are. I don't know how, but I can feel it. He didn't know about the Earth before, but he does now because of me. And has it been too long? Will Sally even remember a mook like me? Then again, I ain't forgotten her. So maybe, hell, if love ain't worth a little courage, what is? What? No, it can't be. I just, but we didn't see much after that. Not sure if it was because he felt that he betrayed me or that I betrayed him. Life just puts people on a collision course sometimes. Ding dong, I'll get it. But then I heard you had a baby. Ben, come in. We all made so many mistakes, so many failures. Will we be forgiven? Is there time to fix them? I don't know. Ben, this is Franklin. And, well, perhaps that's why we're here to find out, not to explore, but to grow. He's a rock lover. Come on, Neil Armstrong's about to walk on the moon. Perhaps this is all life is. Our turn to care. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. To be the antidote to an apathetic universe. How was that for the start?
I liked it. I like it.
Mm-hmm. Yep, good start so far.
Yeah, it is. And I just like how the story like ties into like current world events for that time.
Oh yeah, but that's for good and ill.
Right. Ironically, I have a NASA patch right here.
Mm-hmm.
For the first astronaut. This is the first astronaut on Shepard, 1961.
Nice.
Yeah. So I thought that was kind of funny. I was like, yeah, I got that patch right here.
Nice.
That's cool. No, but I like how this is starting and how there's foreshadowing Galactus. That's really good.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I think a near-death experience changes you somehow, makes you more philosophical. There it went again.
Yeah, unfortunately.
That's weird. Again, why did that happen? But at least I didn't lose anything. It's still going.
Good.
Yep. I think a near-death experience changes you somehow, makes you more philosophical. You begin to ask yourself, what if that had been the end? Then what did it all mean? And I don't know that we ever find the answer to that question. As a species, we don't really seem cut out for our happiness. So if I had to guess, I say that we were and put on Earth to grow, to discover ourselves, to define the lives that fits us. Or if not, Bonanza, guest starring Ben Grimm as the Lone Horseman. Oh, that poor horse. Then to at least find some people with whom we can enjoy the lack of answers. Married with a kid, for a while, life continued normally. But then again, when you're in the Fantastic Four, how normal can life really be? So why am I going on about history?
What's so weird? Let me see.
I don't know what's going on.
It's really weird.
Again.
Hang on.
No. It's not you. It's me.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's me. That's weird. Really weird.
Hold
on. Let me pause something.
Okay.
Okay, that might do it.
Okay, cool. Fingers crossed.
Anyway, to answer Daddy, to answer that, ask yourself, what does every successful colonial empire in history have in common? In short, they can come to your home while you can't go to theirs. The history is the story of civilization, and it's a story that usually comes to an abrupt end the moment technology superior strangers arrive. Which brings me to Galactus. Here we go. It's always about Galactus with him, isn't it? Make no mistake, he is coming, and when he arrives, we better be ready. Who's next? I think it's the radioactive ants guy. Want to get lunch? Oh, meaning Ant-Man.
Yep, Ant-Man. Yep, that's exactly what I thought.
Yep, good speech, honey. Thanks, Sue. Not sure if anyone bought it, but thanks. What made rejection so hard for him was that Reed was a man of science, a man who demanded proof, and yet he himself had no evidence that Galactus even existed. He needed someone to believe as much as he did. People had a hard time believing the Galactus stuff. Mr. Stark, you've met my wife, haven't you? Who can forget the Invisible Woman, also known as Sue? And yet they all respected him. as the great Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, which in a way made it worse. You sounded so interesting up there, Reed. I mean, crazy things, but interesting too, because he was the center of attention, regardless of whether he was being applauded or laughed at. And still, I think you're correct about. Oh, nope. I saw it stop a second. I think you're correct about off-world threats. Whatever shows up, we need to start preparing now. Dr. Richards, can I get a picture with you? Mr. Starr, can I talk to you about my grants?
Oh no, Grant.
Hold on, let me check something. Okay, I think I know what the issue is. Again, hopefully it stops.
Fingers crossed.
Yep. Again, no. I'd rather have this than you getting cut off.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, which is weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get a mic. Yeah.
One thing or another.
Exactly. It's technology for you, right?
Yep. Ain't technology grand? Invisibility is an overrated power, and as the wife of Reed Richards, usually redundant. It's an honor, Dr. Richard. The stuff about Galactus, totally nuts, but an honor nonetheless. And so after it's Hank. It's Hank Bam. And so all these nuclear reactors bury their waste underground, and it's supposed to be airtight to contain all the radiation, right? But it's not. Something can get down there, expose itself to the radiation, and then return to the surface. That's right. I'm talking about radioactive ants. Fascinating theory, Dr. Pym. Billions of them. Dr. Richard, I'm sorry that you are beset by doubters. That's okay. That's who these conferences are mostly for. Everyone here thinks they're the voice of reason, and everyone else is a wacko. Nobody despises a prophet more than other prophets. For what it's worth, I believe you. Well, your face may not be rewarded. Who knows? Maybe I am the wacko. Does face need rewards? Is it a game show? Well, thank you for your vote of confidence, Mr. Doom. Victor Von Doom. Uh-oh.
There we go.
Whenever I brought up how ignored I felt, Reed would remind me that I was one of the most famous heroes on the planet. I think you'll find yourself most inflammable, Johnny Storm. Inflammable meaning that it will catch fire or that it won't. It's actually a pretty confusing word. Hey, what do you know? I'm buoyant. Let us out. Now that you know the location of my subterranean layer, not likely. Don't worry, Dr. Richard. Eventually someone will find you. Archaeologists, most likely. Are you forgetting something, Matt and Tinker? We're the Fantastic Four. You filled Sue's trap with steam so you could see her silhouette. So where is she? And as Reed would argue, sometimes being invisible comes in handy. Handy for him, somebody had to stay home with Franklin after all. Shut down the exit. We've got to find the invisible woman. Johnny, now! Trying. He's right. The cage is inflammable. Not the cage, Johnny. The stalactites. All right. An android. Come on, Doc. I'll get you a new one at Radio Shack. I'm home. How's the mad thinker? Dead, or at least dismantled. It was just an android version of him. Oh well, one less distraction from our real work, preparing for Galactus. In fact, he may have helped us. He had a cave layer and everything. You should have been there. Hopefully, now things can return to normal for a while. Was this normal? Or is normal just the name we give to our disappointments? Meanwhile, the rest of the world was growing increasingly less content with normal. Welcome to Ghana, Mr. Claw. I wish I were here under better circumstances. Uh-oh, Claw!
Yep.
But unfortunately, all this costs money. And now you know the World Bank more in interest than you can possibly pay off. Yes, but only because you raised the interest rate. The interest rate is tied to the market, my friend, and the market can be volatile. But there is a way out. Lease your diamond mines to us, and we can. But those are our main source of income. I know it's hard, but that's what leadership is. And if you can't make the hard decisions, then maybe the rebels. Of course, you're right, Mr. Claw. It is a hard choice, so I hope you don't mind if I ask a friend for his opinion. Oh, wow, T'Challa, your Highness, it's an honor. How much does he owe you? Well, actually, we were just hoping to do to my brother with debt what you can no longer do with him with chains? Well, tell me, will this be enough? What is it? Vibranium. Oh, yes, I think this will do nicely. This is a payment, not only for his debt, but for all of Africa's. Of course, and be warned, your presence on this continent is tied to my patience. My patience can be volatile. That's a lot of vibranium, my friend, and my friend, and it's fine. They'll probably just waste it all on some foolish shield. Ha! The world was a mess, so heroes started acting on their own, doing whatever seemed right to them. Ocean's a little acidic today. Perhaps stay out. Perhaps when you can't trust those in charge to do the right thing. Hey, Cap, you're just in time. We got these. Who else is there? Perhaps Rita's right. Maybe it would be smarter to just focus all of our efforts on Galactus. It's okay. I'm local. Forget the world outside our window. But if we're expecting to save the world, shouldn't we at least try to make it a place worth saving? The world was changing, but it all might as well have been happening on a different planet as far as Reed was concerned. Just checking in. How's Franklin doing? Sue? I can't get any work done with him underfoot. You've got to come back. Reed, I'm sort of in the middle of something. Something more important than stopping Galactus? More important than everything we've been working for? Please come home, Sue. Please, I can't do this without you. Okay, Reed. I'll be home soon. 1976, Stark Industry. After that, I just sort of disappeared. Is this going to do the trick? Is it enough to defeat this Galactus of yours? Please say yes. It cost me 100 mil. I'm sorry, but I don't think so. But it's a good start. Oh well, space exploration, asteroid repellent, tax write-off. I'm sure it'll come in handy somehow. Speed and fire are useless if we don't see him coming. Though there's an astronomer in Puerto Rico I want you to talk to. Good. I can use all the help I can get. Speaking of which, Tony, I'd like to introduce you to Dr. Von Doom. He's been helping me at the lab. Von Doom, Dutch, Latvian. I'm proud to work with the men of such vision. Let others squander their energy fixing the world. It is men of strength and willpower who shall save it. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. It's not even insured yet. The more times Reed spent with Dr. Von Doom, the more he started to change. When I saw him, he saw me. I don't know how to put this, but we established a connection. No obsession is stronger than one shared, and Reed was going somewhere I could not follow. Every minute of the day, I can feel him, his malevolence, his spirit, his needs, and I wonder, can he feel mine? It was said that a leopard never changes its spots, but in my experience, the opposite is true. People are always changing. The power gauntlet is almost functional. All our weaponry, Stark spacecraft, it's not going to be enough. Because for better or for worse, life is the act of discovering who you are. It is all for nothing so long as the Earth is divided. We must unite the planet, a single fist to strike a single blow. We must turn the Earth into a monster equal to the one it faces. And you know it, Richards. Reed was having visions of Galactus. He was always having visions of Galactus. Terrifying vision of our worlds recently, of other worlds recently destroyed. There goes the Skrulls. Worlds consumed. Yep. As Reed himself was being consumed, the closer Galactus got to Earth, the stronger the visions became. Reed? And the further away Reed got. Is Sue mad at us or something? Why is she so invisible? She's not here, Ben. She's home taking care of Franklin. Ah, here they come. Welcome to SETI. Thank you, Doctor. Come, there's something I want to show you. What is this? It's a plaque. We're going to send it on the Pioneer 10 space probe to welcome alien races to our solar system. Are you crazy? Galactus is out there and who knows what else. SETI should be finding alien civilizations so we can steer clear of them, not inviting them over for brunch. You could be right. Maybe this Galactus of yours is out there. Maybe we will run into the wrong alien. It's certainly possible. But here's what I know for sure. All the conflicts in the world, this endless war in Vietnam, this Cold War that threatens our very existence as a species, they're all built from the same bricks. Our fear of outsiders, the fact that we fundamentally view others as threats, and outsiders might kill us. But if we don't evolve, If we can't keep and let go of our terrors of each other, then the terror certainly will. Your fear won't save you, Reed. It never could. Is Dr. Richard going to join us for dinner, Mommy? Daddy, Franklin, he's Daddy. Johnny, come in. So, where's Mr. Fantastic? Where do you think? He's off saving the world in his invention shed. Saving it without us, you mean? Though I'm sure there are limits to the usefulness of a man on fire. Johnny, in all these years, I never apologized. For what? For getting you into this mess? I know you admired Reed, but you were just a boy. I should have protected you, kept you from coming with us that day, even knowing how much you looked up to him. I should have said no. Sue, I didn't force my way onto that mission because I idolized Reed. I did it because I idolize you. Oh. I mean, you're both brilliant, but to you, the world is more than just a science experiment. I am the man I am because of you. I love you, Johnny. Want to stay for dinner? Sure. These mints for everybody? By the way, you coming to the thing tomorrow? What thing? I said we're the Fantastic Four, remember? The Mad Thinker completely freaked out and Sue wasn't even there. Ha ha! Well played, my friend. And if we could replicate this technology, create an army of androids, we could increase our workload exponentially. Reed, when were you going to tell me? About what? About meeting of heroes? I was invited. I declined for both of us. We're just so busy. I didn't think you'd want to go. Well, the next time you know what I'm thinking, and let me in on the secret. Sue, let her go. Her emotional fragility serves only to distract us. Come, there's something I wish to show you. It is a mask. It harnesses your power, allows you to focus. I made one for each of us. It's possible for your life to slip away without you even realizing it. Maybe you already had. Sue, come in. People have to know how we feel. That the world is more than just a parking lot brawl between heroes and villains. And that is why both heroes and villains must speak. Susan Storm, I'd like to introduce you to Namor. Nice to be on the same side for once. I've arranged for us to speak on the floor of the United Nations tomorrow to express our vision. Susan, you should speak. Me? It wouldn't hurt our cause to have someone representing half the world population. I don't know. It's been so long. I'm really more of just a mom now. While I was in the city, there was a book signing I wanted to go to, but I kept thinking about Namor's offer, the feminine mystique.
Yep.
But I could fight on Betty Friedan, a real woman who wrote that. But if I could fight on behalf of the human race, why was I afraid to speak for it? Did you make it out to Susan Storm? Was I so used to being ignored that it felt normal to me? Sue Storm of the Fantastic Four? I haven't heard much about you in the past few years. Where have you been? Well, you know, I've been keeping busy. And glad to hear it. Your book? And had I stopped growing, don't stay invisible forever. Love, Betty. You might think I am the one on stage because I am a king, born to lead. But that would be a lie. No one is born to lead. I am up here for one reason only. This was my idea, which brings me to my point. Leadership is just another word for vision. The vision to come up with new ideas and the courage to act on them. Simply protecting what you have, gratefully accepting the world as you find it, expecting nothing more isn't leadership. It's servitude. And as I would not accept that for myself, I will not accept it for you either. We're getting so much more work done with your family out of the way. I mean, the suit fits wonderfully. It would help us get the world ready. In time, they will understand the necessity of our actions, of our sacrifice. I hope so. Most of the heroes who would stand in our way are at the United Nations as we speak. If we attack now, the world will have no choice but to rally behind us. Take the threat of Galactus seriously. What are you talking about? No, that was never. I was afraid you might say that. Which is why I waited until the suit was operational to ask. Excellent work, by the way. I'm sorry, my friend. You had everything you needed to see our vision through, except vision. And you'll have to forgive me. It's been a while since I've been on stage. This organization was created 30 years ago for a single purpose, to save the world from itself. But the world has changed a lot in the last 30 years, so it's probably about time we change with it. My father, and many like him, fought in the Second World War. They fought to save the world from monsters. And if they hadn't won, we wouldn't be here today. I'm grateful that they were there and they were there to defend us. We all are. But I think that what we're trying to say is it's not enough to play defense, to sit back in fear and wait for the monster to come out of the shadows. If we're ever really going to change the world, we must go on the offensive. The world will never truly change until it is the monsters who live in fear. And it is we who come out of the shadows. Sue, the others, I've got to warn them. I was wrong about Victor, wrong about everything. I only hope I'm not too late. Oh, yes. It's so life is so much easier when all the fish gather in one barrel. Who is that? With the power of this suit, I can disintegrate you all with a glance, or turn you to living stone. When I rule the earth, you'll make excellent decor for my palace. A reminder, perhaps, of the fatality of weakness, of hesitation. Can't move. Oh God, no. All my work. Please, not this way, Victor! Not this way! I'm Dr. Doom now. Just sounds catchier, don't you think? It's not too late to turn back. Is Galactus turning back? If not, then I think I'll stick to the plan. Once I've saved the world, do you think anybody will quibble over how to do it? Doctor, I think there might be an error in your calculation. How so? Well, I don't see Sue Storm around, do you? I believe you already used that trick once, Dr. Richard. And like most cheap giveaways, it's one per customer now. If you assume a posse will be comfortable in the next decade or so, duh! Sue, Reed, I think we need to talk. What's the matter with him? It wasn't easy to leave Reed. His wife left him. Did you not shout that? Geez, with peas. Please, buddy, your wife just left you. It's okay to cry, to throw a fit, you know. Not in my bar. Tony, pour my friend a dead Russian. What's in a dead Russian? A lot of vodka and aspirin, but mostly vodka. It wasn't easy on anyone. You'll see Dr. Richard on the weekend, Franklin. Daddy. His name is Daddy. Growing is usually painful. Ben, what are you doing here? What do you mean? Moving in with ya. But it's what we came here to do. Daddy's only an hour away. To grow. This is the life, ain't it, pork chop? Today marks the 10th anniversary of the moon landing. To feel alive. So how did Reed take the news? She cheated on him!
Yep.
See? This is where it starts to go.
Crazy. Yeah.
This is where it starts to go downhill.
Yep, because I can't see that happening, or them getting a divorce, or Reed dropping his family.
No, getting distracted from his family is one thing, but still.
Yeah.
And again, like, how did Reed take the news? That tells you they were already intimate.
Forming the UN, get ready for the UN speech.
Yep. I wish I knew. In the short time we have to do, hello, Reed. I'm down here in Arcebio. We picked up something up on the telescope, something big, and it's headed for Earth.
Here we go.
Mr. President, I'm here because I believe for the best way for America to lead the world is by protecting it. Galactus is coming. With your help, we can be ready. I have been working with Stark Industries on a space-based defense network with which to defend the entire planet. We're calling it the Strategic Defense Initiative. And with American funding, Dr. Richard and I believe we have it up and running within 5 years. I like it. What do you think, Edward? We could throw some research dollars at some particle beams. One question is, isn't it pointing in the wrong direction? Our biggest security threat is the Soviet Union, not this Galacto or whatever. I was thinking the same thing. Turn those babies around. Get them pointing at the Earth. Only an idiot points a gun at his own head. You don't need a space defense against the Soviets. The threat of nuclear annihilation keeps them in check. Do you agree, Mr. Stark? I do. What's more, a space defense against the Soviets could backfire. If they sensed that they were about to lose their nuclear deterrent forever, they might launch a preemptive attack. Soviet aggression in an election year. Pinch me, I'm dreaming. I don't know. And could you give it a catchier name? Please, sir. Galactus is coming. This is an existential threat to the entire human race. Oh, it's Reagan, by the way.
Yeah.
Also, none of whom are taxpayers. And look, we like the weapon. We just wanted to aim it at a different enemy is all. So what do you say, Dr. Richards? I say we're wasting our time and we don't have much left. Rookie mistake. Never walk away from a military contract. Reed, wait up. A lot has changed in the last few years. Of course, most things haven't. The real important things rarely do. Look, I know it's discouraging, but give it time. You show them an idea they're just not ready for. It's always easier to sell the past than the future. And Doc still spends most of his time preparing for Galactus, obsessing about it, really. This is the fourth administration I've tried to warn, Tony. And just let me talk to them, will ya? But the way I see it, if you're spending your whole life worrying, one of two things will happen. Knock yourself out. I'm going back to New York. Back to the work. Wait! Disaster will strike, making all of your worries pointless, or it won't, making it a waste of time. Either way, it destroys you. You're my ride!
Colin, oh wait, no Uber yet.
Yep. People always tell you to grow up, like that's a good thing. Can I get your autograph, Mr. Storm? Well, it violates my policy of never signing anything a cop gives me. But sure, why not? Thank you, Mr. Storm. Johnny, please call me Johnny. So what's the trouble, officer? He ran away from school, Mr. Storm. He was also out after curfew. Growing up is absolutely the most dangerous thing you can do. And that's a man who voluntarily sets himself on fire telling you that. Curfew, you say? I'm shocked and appalled, with just a hint of dismay. As a kid, you somehow intuitively realize the truth, that life is a party. But then every single adult in your life makes it their sacred duty to convince you otherwise. Seeing how you're his uncle and all, I suppose we can release him into your custody. Thanks, officer. I'm sure he's learned his lesson. Boy, Dad's going to be hot as soup, isn't he? Don't let them. Yeah, probably. Come on, Franklin, let's get you home. Here's the incident report. I'm sure Dr. Richard would like to know about this. I'm sure he would. So what happened? I had one of my episodes. My psionic powers, they just take over sometimes. They amplify everything happening in the brains of those around me. It overwhelms them. And me. My head, make it stop. I can't, please, I'm sorry. So I ran away. I didn't know what else to do. I used to think that Mom and Dad sent me to that expensive boarding school to get rid of me. But now I know, because nobody would put up with me unless they were paid a ton of money. They're going to be so mad that I ran away. Did you ever get in trouble like that when you were my age? Well, I did extort your father and then help him steal a spaceship. Does that count? I mean, even if life wasn't a party, wouldn't you at least pretend it was? Don't worry, Franklin. It'll be okay. Hey, Doc, I'm making some pork and beans. Want some? No thanks, Ben. Food of the gods. Franklin, home from school already? Hi, Dad. Do I smell pork and beans? Oh, look at us. The three bachelors. Want to stay for lunch, Zippo? I would, but this may be the saddest place on earth. How is Sue doing? She sort of wanted me to give you something. Oh, what is it? You've been served, I guess. Does that make it official? I don't know. That's what they always say on TV. That is actually a lot more awkward than I thought it would be. Petition for divorce. Life is a party. A surprise party. Again, after everything they were showing with Sue, then this makes her out to be horrible. Because it makes it feel like she said all this stuff about being invisible. It's like, I'm going to be strong by having an affair and then divorcing my husband.
Right, exactly. And then where does it leave your kid? And yeah.
He's acting up and now he wants complete custody when it's like, now she's being a bitch.
Exactly.
Again, it's like Mark Russell is trying to deconstruct the family dynamic and make it the most dysfunctional family.
Right. When they're the first family, it's just kind of.
I mean, there's some moments that I like, but then other moments where it's just like, why are you doing this?
Right. Yeah.
They're trying to be realistic.
Yeah. I mean, things like that, people try to work on their marriage and stuff more back then as well. So it's kind of like the time frame's a little off.
And here's the other thing is that at least with Spidey, it was Spidey events that led to it. It was using that. Here, it's their own characterization. They're being written grossly out of character, and it's more the real world affecting them than it is their own events. In fact, there's barely any Fantastic Four events in this. It's more the real world them interacting with the real world.
Nope.
That's where the problem comes. Like, right, Mark Russell really wanted to focus more on the Fantastic Four growing with the world and not their events playing out throughout all of this.
Right. Right.
I hated to drop that bomb on Reed, especially right before a TV appearance, but there was no such thing as good time for bad news. We're so excited to have you, Dr. Richard. Just trying to stick to the Fantastic Four stories alrighty. It's just that the science stuff is boring, and the Galactus stuff is a bit too much of a bummer, quoting. But you're a fun guy, so have fun. You've been separated for years. Divorce? Why now? Tonight, we have Reed Richards of the Fantastic Four, Tech Geek, and Jose Santini, and the bomb threat and inducing and comedy of Bill Hicks. Mama's Fat Family isn't on tonight, so you may as well stay tuned. And so, how hated were you in high school anyway? Worse than hated. Ignore. Ha ha ha. Yes, I've always believed she'd come back to me. Computers don't exist, so nerds have something to do on weekends. Our lives literally depend on them. What a fool I was, taking her for granted, or imagining she was my reward. Not many people know this, but a few months ago, the world had a very close call. The Soviet air defense system misidentified some weather satellite's American missile. Missile defense protocol, scramble! Luckily, the officer in charge chose to ignore the warning. Sir! Otherwise, the theater would be a fine radioactive and powder. But do you know why the Soviet system gave a false alarm in the first place? Why? Crummy computers. As a species, we're smart enough to destroy ourselves and dumb enough to do it. And we will, unless we create an even greater intelligence to save us from ourselves. What else have I been wrong about? That's why improving computer technology is literally a matter of life or death. To commemorate the anniversary of Dr. Doom's attack on the United Nations, they invited us to speak on saving the world. Saving the world is pretty uncontroversial as causes go. Most people see on board with that. Johnny, hey Sue, bitch, sorry. And look who's with her.
Yep, the more.
And everyone got their own opinions on what we should be saving from now on. Once we discovered that Dr. Doom was in fact the Crown Prince of Latveria, it made it very difficult to move him. How did Reed take, the paperwork, like a boy being slapped by Santa Claus? Latveria is a rogue state, a hermit kingdom with secret agents everywhere. So we had no choice but to incarcerate him right here in this very building. Like you, Uruguay, come here. I command you. But one question and people never seem to ask is, what are we saving the world for? This way, the General Assembly is waiting. We meet here now only because of the hero of that fateful day, Sue Storm. Everything we think we know, everything we do to convince one another that everything's going to be all right. You got to check this kid out. Show him, Johnny. In the end, they're all just party tricks. Holy cow, he's sucking in the bonfire to convince other people that we know what we're doing, that we're in control. Ha ha! You're the king, Johnny. I could do much bigger fires too, or perhaps to convince ourselves. Call me the Human Torch. Your sister's. Oh look, Spidey.
Yep. Oh yeah, there he is.
Yep. Your sister is always such an inspiration. Your turn, Mr. Storm. Apologies in advance. Hello, is this thing on? Can you hear me, Zimbabwe? Okay, so the world is pretty much doomed. I think we can agree on that, right? Not too crazy. Not putting corn on the pizza controversial. I mean, the Cold War is basically just based on the name we've come up with for the potato sack race to see who can destroy the world first. The Day After, starring Jason Roberts. And if we manage to survive that, Galactus will probably get us. Or if not, we're simply drowning our own smog, sewage, and potato chip bags. Excuse me, but how is this about saving the world? Oh, it's not. The world is bone. I guess my point is, enjoy it while it lasts.
Wow.
I knew the look on their faces. I've seen it many times before. It was the look that said, why don't you just grow up? Can't believe I'm coming up on 40. How are you taking it? Well, adult contemporary music is starting to make sense to me. You simply can't build a missile defense system without the latest computer technology. You should talk to the president. 76 of our planet is water. Algae produces most of the oxygen you breathe. So if you are at all interested in saving yourself, I don't know, maybe start there, or by unlocking the problem-solving potential of that majority of the human population called women. You get why I'm getting groaning at this, right?
Yep, yep.
Ah! Interesting speech, Mr. Storm. Well, that's what happens when you make the mistake of giving me a microphone. And one rarely meets a cheerful cynic. Perhaps you are right, young man. Perhaps the world is doomed, and we're merely waiting to see which unhappy ending it will be. But it's a feeling I understand well. But in my experience, it's precisely why you cannot give in to cynicism. During the war, I spent 3 years in the concentration camps. The moment I arrived, I considered diving into electrified barbed wire, getting it over with. Most new prisoners consider doing that, though few went through with it. Or what was the point when you were just as likely to be sent to the gas chamber the next day? Besides, the wire would always be there tomorrow, so you continue to live. The gas kept you off the wire, and the wire kept you from fearing the gas. Between 2 death sentences, I walked down the middle, and that's where I found it. Found what? How much life stood between them. We're going to call it Star Wars. People like Star Wars. He's right, you know. They've seen it in Arcebio. Galactus is coming. But Reed Richards is proof that a man can see the big problem and still think too small. To be honest, without Dr. Richards' help, we're not sure it will ever work. But by the way, you've been applying too much pressure on the Soviets, flying your bombers right to the edge of Soviet airspace, and forcing some guy making 80 rules a week to decide the fate of humanity before he had lunch. Moscow's awaiting confirmation of the attack, sir. And then calling your bombers back at the last possible second. All right, boys, let's turn it around. All to put the Soviets back on their heels, to feel like you're in control. But it's just a matter of time before you get a Soviet radar officer who's got terminal cancer, or whose wife just left him, or who simply flips the coin and the coin tails up. And when that happens, it will set off a chain of events beyond your control. See y'all next week. In the meantime, how long are you willing to walk into the rain without an umbrella? Well, what do you suggest, Dr. Santini? Let me take over the Star Wars program. With my computer technology, I'll get it working within 2 years. Sounds like we found our man. What will you need to help make this happen? Oh, not much, Mr. President. Just my pick of all the top scientists in America. Uh-oh!
Here we go. Reed,
Yep.
Stark, yep.
Yep. At the request of the U.S. government, Dr. Doom is hereby released into the custody of Jose Santini. This is degrading. I refuse to be shackled by a man in a T-shirt. You'll get used to it. Within a generation, the whole world will be run by men in T-shirts. A bit too on the nose.
Yep.
Besides, you should be thanking me. Where to, Mr. Santini? Latveria. You shall be rewarded for this, Dr. Santini, exorbitantly. Oh, I know. And please, Dr. Santini sounds so formal. Just call me the Mad Thinker.
There we go.
Reagan cruised into a second term, in part because of Reed's wacky Star Wars idea. Not that Reed noticed, he's buried himself in that lab of his. It's Johnny Storm! Now he's preoccupied with artificial intelligence, convinced that's how he's going to defeat Galactus. What secrets are you hiding in there? But I think he's simply looking for a tomb large enough for his own ego. The Fantastic Four is pretty much over. Like a band that hasn't broken up, but everyone... Sorry about that again?
Oh, no, good.
The Fleetwood Mac of superhero teams. I miss the camaraderie, the action. It may have been a tragedy that brought us all together, but with time, the tragedy fades, and what you're left with are the people who helped you survive it. 1986, Latveria. And how do you like your reward, my friend? Not as spacious as my place in Carpentino, but it'll do. The view is breathtaking, but why insist that we build it like a bunker? That we build it into the mountain? Why not a castle that commands the mountain, as mine does? A castle is just a little too exposed for what comes next. To what do you refer? Oh, come now, don't be naive. You were right about Dr. Richards. He isn't willing to do what it takes to save the world. But then neither are you. Only as one powerful fist can we in the Earth defeat Galactus. I ran quadrillions of computer simulation on the coming battle with Galactus. And only 0.001% of them do we survive. And those only because Galactus gets lost or somehow loses his mind. In the end, there's only one way to stop Galactus from destroying the Earth. How? By destroying it ourselves. Not completely, but enough so that it won't be worth his while. Enough for him to see us as mere roadkill on the side of the great cosmic highway. Once Galactus leaves, the survivors can come out of their expensive mountain bunkers and rebuild. You're mad. And, well, yes, it's in my name. Sanity is what we call the disease of only being able to think in small ideas, to deal with normal situations. If we wish to survive, then only madness can save us. I never understood people, and maybe they're right. Maybe it's because I never grew up. Gentlemen, I bring tidings, but why would you gamble everything on a bet that even if you win, doesn't pay you anything that you didn't already have? Your Star Wars missile defense system is operational. Well done, gentlemen. What's the point of a conflict created solely by our fear of the conflict? And here, let me tip you off. The Soviets denounced the new Star Wars defense system as an act of war, a prelude to American aggression. They have vowed to respond. Why play a game without any winners? Did you pick up Franklin for me? It's been 2 years, Sue. I know. I'm just not ready to face Reed yet. And with what's happening on the news right now, I feel better Franklin was over here. All right, I'll get him. How can we not realize how good life could be if only we let it? What is it? Sir, the Soviet air defense system is flying up all over the board. Why are you taking this aggressive posture? I don't care about what your computers are telling you. We haven't launched any, Mr. Secretary. The Americans are mobilizing. Are you sure it's a Soviet attack? Yes, sir. The computer data is clear. Uh-oh, logics. Get me the president. Yes, sir. Prepare launch protocol. Full nuclear retaliation.
Oh,
In
dear.
response to the Soviet threat, the United States has moved to DEFCON 1 for the first time in its history. Nuclear war appears imminent. This can't be happening. At least they're destroying themselves for a change. We've got to help. It's too late. Any minute now, the missiles will be on their way. We have to go. Go where? But what about Franklin? We can start again. Sue? Sue! Wow!
Dude, they're just gonna leave their son? Well, I mean, her son?
No. But that's what he expects.
Right.
We spend our all lives trying to be on time for it. Okay, I'm sorry. This doesn't save Sue.
No.
I'm sorry. It took this.
No.
And they set up. Oh, she's been downing it. Then why do the divorce papers?
Exactly.
I'm sorry. What?
It's not. Yeah.
Again, we spend our and get in, Bricelium. I'm driving, and then we wonder why we're always too late. Looks like we're flying a little light. Just the three of us, I'm afraid. We refuse to live until it's too late. Franklin and Mom, and then wonder where all the time went. Where's your father? On the roof. But time didn't go anywhere. Sue? And sadly, neither did we. Hey, hold on to your curlers. I've got you. The good thing about ending, about realizing you're out of time is at that moment, there's no denying what's important. All right. I do like this. These are all the different costumes we saw. Fighting the black suit, the Silver Centurion, and the Walt Simonson Thor armor. Yep.
I do like this. It's a good shot. Yeah.
Yep. All right. We got the whole bowling team. Let's make a count that in the end, we all have each other, and that your family is whoever stands by you till the end. And those commies owe me a vodka. Yeah, and got it. Just to reel it in gently in. Ah, gee. Sorry, fish. Did none of you ever play Missile Command? This would be a lot easier if we just protected the targets. An incoming missile detected. Sir, no response from the Kremlin. What is your decision? Sir?
Uh-oh.
I think we got them all. So is that it? Did we save the world? Because I got a TV dinner song at home. You'll never oh, no. Ah, crap. It's too late. We'll never catch it in time. Correction. You'll never catch it in time. Flame on! Johnny, wait! Can't follow it into the stratosphere. Not enough oxygen for me there. But I have a pretty good idea of where it's heading. Everything we think we know. Everything we think we can do. It's all just party tricks. But from time to time, a good party trick can come in handy. It's so beautiful. I was stupid for taking this all for granted. Maybe maturity is mostly just realizing what a jerk you've been. And growing up is just admitting that something matters to you. Maybe, despite my best effort, I have grown up, which I assure you is the most dangerous thing you will ever do. Life's a party. And the key to being a good party guest is to not stay too long. No one wants you hanging around while they're washing the dishes. I can't see. Zippo! I'm here, baby brother. Sue. It's better to be the guy who leaves after an hour or two while he's still interesting. I've got you. The guy who leaves.
Wow.
Johnny Storm, also known as the Human Torch, dead at the age of 40. The city mourns its fallen heroes. In light of the near disaster, both the U.S. and Soviet Union have agreed to complete an immediate nuclear disarmament. I suppose you shall now return to your homeland of Cupertino, an agreement made possible by discovery that the American defense system has been compromised by the Logix Corporation and its CEO, Jose Santini, who is as of now an international fugitive, not to mention the most hated man in the world. Actually, if it's all the same to you, I think I'll stay here. By the way, I think your architects made a mistake. How so? Doors on this place all locked from the outside. Don't worry, you'll get used to it.
Oh dear.
If I have to die someday, which I imagine I will, I'll miss you, Uncle Johnny. Franklin's gonna fill in for Johnny. May you, who are the source of mercy, shelter them beneath your wings eternally and bind their souls among the living. I hope people won't stay and think that I stayed too long. The world's just too quiet without you, Johnny. That I left while I was still interesting, while people were still asking, who was that guy? Go easy, Zippo. We didn't always get along, but I'm sorry, Johnny. I'm so sorry. But even if you leave the party unnoticed, that's okay, because the party carries on without us. Uh-oh!
90s, here we go.
Yep. We still got 3 more issues.
Oh wow.
I will say though, I still say Spidey was the better one.
I think so too. This one's kind of such a downer as well, and then
it's constantly a downer.
Right, and then you don't get like much Fantastic Four. You got like none, like them working together.
So much real world, more so than you do Fantastic Four.
Yeah. And it should have been a balance, like how Fantastic Four
affected the world.
Exactly, instead of the world of infecting them. That's the
exactly.
Yeah, it's such a down note.
Again, it's not bad per se.
No.
But it's just like not a good follow-up. To the Spidey one.
It's not, and it's going against. The Spidey one was really good because it just kept going, facing all these, comments of growing up and being a superhero. And this is just like, they're not like really.
Yeah, exactly.
Together, like.
I like the 90s.
World.
Everybody dresses like a dock worker. Hell, even I'm back in style. And why not? Even a broken clock is right twice a day. I mean, unless it's digital. But a lot of things seem to be going right these days. The Soviet Union folded like a disco in a nunnery. After that, and Doc got all the funding he needed. Defense perimeter is 87%. Not bad. When Galactus arrived, looks like we'll have a surprise party waiting for him. And without all the demand for military tech, Stark found something useful to do with his toy. The hydrogen engine will make power cheap, clean, and plentiful. Strangling the threat of global warming in its infancy. An awkward analogy, but cool. For the first time I can remember, it seems like we're more interested in pulling each other out of the water than in watching each other drown. Wakanda and the African Alliance have created a vaccine for the plague known as AIDS.
Oh, wow. That's not how that went down. Okay.
Which we now offer as a gift, free to the world. Of course, they came up with a vaccine. Of course. I'm sorry, Jess. It's as if the human race woke up one day and decided to take its own survival seriously. Sue broke up with Namor years ago because she wanted more of a land-based relationship. So everyone's happy, I guess. Most of the time, anyway. Preparing for Galactus becomes Doc's full-time job. Where's Reed? Sue, he's working day and night, but he wanted to be here. He really did. Taking care of Doc became mine. Doc and I have been through a lot together over the years, and most of it sucked eggs. But you know how he is. For a long time, I blamed him for what happened to us. To me, I really miss Johnny, you know. I know, I miss him too, but none of that matters anymore. Because at some point, it's the loss that binds you together, and it's the pain you share that makes you family. Bills, catalog. Ben, could you come to the lab for a moment? Huh? Sure. What, in Blue, Kentucky? There's 2 of them now. Did it have a baby? The Mad Thinker had the most advanced computer intelligence on the planet, but it was too embedded with its own personality to be trusted. So I built a cybernetic brain of my own. It's just a bald version of him. Once we unlock its full power, it'll be a game changer. It will run simultaneous simulation, constructing the best possible strategy against Galactus. In essence, it will take my place. But that's not why I called you here. Franklin's getting married. Well, hell on a hoop. Now get in here. Ow, ow. Easy, Uncle Ben. I won't bruise you anywhere that shows. We're going out to celebrate. Want to join? Nah, that's okay. You boys go on without me. I got mail to respond to. Can't believe it. Wasn't he just a baby a minute ago? Yep. Everyone's happy. Almost everyone. Please meet me by the lake. I'd really like to see you. Life is full of opportunities. Most of them. Is this a mistake? Probably. But then what isn't? Let's make a game. Life's a game of let's make a deal. Except there's a donkey behind every door. We only imagine their prizes. Because it's the only thing that keeps us playing a rigged game. It's the only thing that... Ben? Sally? I'm glad you came. It's been so long. I got these for you. All those years, watching you on television, watching as you saved the world and wondering why you never came to see me. Oh, Sally, how could I? We spoke for a while, said what little we had to say to each other, caught up on each other's lives. You could never be happy with someone like this. I can't even be happy with him, and being a human gravel pit is just the half of it. I've done things I can't forgive myself for. Turns out she's had a good life. Married, 3 kids, one's in college. I've got to go, but it was really nice to see you, Ben. I'm happy for her. Glad I didn't ruin 2 lives. There's a reason why you only bring flowers to the sick and the dying, and people in love. I wanted to be the first to see this. The object we spotted almost 20 years ago, the object you identify as Galactus, yes, it's accelerating. So how long do we have? At this rate, just a few years. Well, crap in a hat. So are we going to be ready? I believe so. It's a race against time, but I think it's one I think will win. But you were right, you know. Our fear was never going to save us. Some jobs are too important to be left to anything but hope. When they announced the news that Galactus was coming and coming soon, I thought everybody'd be sweating like a basement toilet. But together, I'm convinced that we can defeat him. But they were positively euphoric. Perhaps they felt like this was their chance to show that the human race was what the human race was really made of. On this last night of 1994, we want to give special thanks to the planet's greatest heroes. I'd like to wish everyone a happy new year and many more of them. To show when the chips were down, we really could come together, be what we are always capable of being. Or maybe we were just trying to convince ourselves that everything was going to be all right. I don't know. But for Doc's part, he wasn't pretending. He really thought this artificial intelligence was the key to being Galactus. What's the matter, Ben? They're staring at me. Or maybe hoping it was just the caulk we used to fill the gaps in our lives. Oh, Sally. With the end of the world coming up, seemed like a good time to meet someone. So I tried computer dating. It didn't go as planned. You don't really look like your profile photo. I mean, sometimes we had fun. Oh my God, it's Ben Graham! Quick, take a picture! But that's all it was for them. Fun. I can't wait to tell everything that everyone that I went out with the thing. Hey, bro, can I get a snap? Sure. So, and I'd become the world's grumpiest tourist attraction. What's this? I'd pretty much given up on computer dating, but then they sent me a message. Yeah, right. And you look nice, Ben. Funeral? Blind date. Are you Ben? I'm Alicia. Boy, you weren't kidding. Wow, never heard that one before. Sorry, he's a jerk. A friend, but a jerk nonetheless. Well, a friend's just a stranger you haven't alienated yet. Buy me a drink, Racky? I like this one. Drinks on the house. Ever had that feeling that you just met someone you've known all your life? Wait, you angered a bunch of teenagers on the internet? Well, the internet was just a week old. But yeah, it was a mistake. Like throwing a rock at a monkey. Well, neither had I. Until that night, we sat there for hours just talking. I went home feeling like I won the lottery. Doc, you were right. These computers are amazing. I almost forgot that what it was like to feel happy, to feel human, and that worried me. Had I been a thing so long that none of this felt real to me? Not sure if I was afraid of being hurt or losing the pain. But for a while, I stopped calling her. Can we at least talk about it? All right, let's meet at the place. There's something I think you should know. There's something that happened to me back when I was a pilot in the Korean War. We were flying missions over occupied territory, bombing enemy supply lines. Approaching target. And what they didn't tell us is that the supply lines usually went through villages, civilians. Bombs away! They was too polite to tell us what we were really bombing. Good flying, Ben. See you at the bar later. Depends on how quickly you black out. They was some good guys I served with. On weekends, we used to go to a nearby orphanage. Come on, Mooch, just a little. No, wait, the supplies are for servicemen only. You want to give them kids candy? Do it out of your own personal ration. Tony and I, we take the orphans some candy, play with them for a while, to make them feel like everything was going to be okay, and maybe to make ourselves feel that way too. But one day, there were all these new kids, all bandaged and broken. The whole place suddenly looked like a hospital ward. When I was asked what was going on, the guy who ran the place and told me the new kids were from a small town up front. When I got back to base, I looked the town up on the map. I discovered what I already knew, but I didn't want to admit to myself. It was one of the places we just bombed. One of the places I just bombed. But it wasn't your fault. You didn't know. Again, what was the point of this? It's again, Mark Russell is pushing his politics into here.
Where? Yeah.
To Ben, yeah, because that's how you build wars. A whole lot of murdering that ain't the fault of nobody. The kids didn't know who bombed them, and I never told them, but it was never the same after that. When I noticed all that the kids had to eat was something they generously called soup, I spoke to the guy in charge. He said that in order to cover the additional numbers, the orphanage had to cut everyone's food in half. The kids loved me, and I was the worst thing that ever happened to them. It was a war, they explained. In war, everybody has duty, and no one has responsibility. Stop right there, Ben. Out of my way, Mooch. But we're still just people. And God help me, I decided to act like one. Geez, you ruined my uniform. Send the bill to my tailor. They court-martialed me the next day. Got a dishonorable discharge. I never saw those kids again. Still not sure what I was hoping to find that day. Redemption? I didn't even come close to making up for what I'd done. So who am I to be happy? Look, I can tell you how to feel about me, how to feel about your past. But I know this: whatever we do, whoever we become, there's still a person somewhere inside of us, and it's our job to find them. I never told no one that story before, you know. Ben, all I know is that there's a little joy and love in the world that when you are lucky enough to actually find something, don't talk yourself out of it. Sometimes the scariest thing about falling in love is feeling like you deserve it. But you do deserve it, you know? We both do. Doc, are you still asleep? Wake up! Come on, your boy's getting married today. We can't miss it. You have any idea how hard it was to rent a tux this big? Huh? What's going on? You overslept, Geritol. Now get the primping. I'm primping. I'm hitching the wagon. You only got so many big days in your life. I better not sleep through them. Be there in a minute. Not a fan of that. Days already all gray.
Right. And then like, oh, I'm gonna make myself younger. Like hang on me, mold myself like I'm Clayface or something.
Yeah. And this is not an established character at all. Okay. We gather here today to join two hearts into one. Even when parted, we remain connected by the love we each hold. Love once shared is proof that we are here. And we, when parted, are proof that love is real. Franklin and Andy, today you become one heart, one vessel. For that is what we are. Empty vessels to be filled by love. And it is vessels, as its vessels, our purpose in life is to give love shape. A kiss of the promise that together, as one heart, as one vessel, you will pour love into many lives. Your parents are decent dancers for old people. Please don't look at them. Our space defense against Galactus is finally finished. We're ready, or as ready as we're going to be. That's great, Reed. I'm so happy for you. What I'm trying to say is, I know that I was a fool too, that I replaced our love with work. But I'm ready to live again. Oh, Reed, I don't know. But I love you, but what? Reed, you don't live so much as you build a monument to life. You try so hard, but you're building a statue of the man you think you're supposed to be. And you can love a statue, but it will never love you back. Reed, what is it? Again, Sue, really? Bitch!
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I do not like Mark Russell's Sue.
I don't either. She's very yeah.
Like what is this? And that's the fact that she was a woman's rights activist. Are they trying to say all women rights activists were selfish bitches?
No, it's interpretation of her at all.
I don't either. Reed, what is it?
And even
Galactus,
like a lot of feminist women still like put their
He's here.
First.
Ben, fire up the Fantastic Jet. Ben, what's going on? We gotta go. Don't you dare die out there, Ben Grimm. A kiss is a promise, and promises are what we hold on to when we finally have something worth losing. The object is entering the solar system now. Should be here in? It's here. Let's drop the Joker like a half-eaten Shea Stadium hot dog. I can't feel his presence any longer. Something is wrong. What the? That's not Galactus. Then who is it? He's fast. I mean, he's so fast. It's like trying to swat a fly with a spoon. Yep. We lost. It only took a moment, and we lost it all. Well, I haven't. Not yet. I just found a woman who loves me, and I ain't giving it up without a fight. Pathetic, really. If killing us both is what it takes, then so be it. Count no happy man happy till the end, and count no man out when he's fighting for what he loves. Is this what they call redemption? Not bad. Bored to me. Just not good enough. Well, this is it. Sorry, Alicia. Sorry I wasn't better. Just a little closer. Gotcha. Caught me at the warning track, Doc. But the Silver Surfer didn't attack. He just circled the globe like a taxi cab looking for the dress. Probably he was sizing us up like the new kid in school, trying to fit and figure out which one of us was going to try to jack his lunch money. Whatever he saw in us, he must not have been terribly impressed. He just walked up to our front door and told us how it's going to be. You may call me the Herald. Who's Herald? You know who. You've always known. Turns out the universe is a lot like heavyweight boxing. Your defense are worthless. I destroyed them with barely an effort, and I am 1,000th as powerful as he. Once in a while, you get a title bout between two evenly matched fighters. It's too late for you people of Earth. But most of the time, it's just a poor dreamer getting obliterated by the champ. I suggest you make whatever peace you can. Tell yourselves whatever you need in order to find meaning in the end. For my master will arrive 10 years from now. Galactus is coming, and there's nothing you can do about it. Ben, let me go. Life can be so damn cruel. Gives you everything, but then takes it from you just as fast. Gives you just enough time to figure out what's going on before it all ends, to figure out what matters. So when you finally know what was what and what you want, don't waste another second, because life is cruel, but so damn good. In less than 24 hours, Times Square will be buzzing as we celebrate the end of a decade, the end of a century, and the end of a millennium. And this may be one of the last times we ever meet. We wanted to do something special to celebrate New York's and greatest hero, without whom we hadn't even made it to the year 2000. The Fantastic Four! We'd like to thank them for their service, for all they've done for us over the years. Reed, they truly are the best we've had to offer. Something wrong, Doc? Doc? I would say this. Ben is well handled. Johnny was well handled. Reed and Sue are and Reed is all right, but Sue worst. You're like a male feminist writing her.
I don't like Reed and Sue that much, but I do like yeah.
Like this whole me strong woman.
Me strong, yes. Yes. And it's just, but you need to have a child that needs a father. Yeah.
A father, and instead you're going banging with Surf and with some mariner and don't even care about him, and yet you have him for the majority of the time. And as they said, all Reed has was weekends.
And then she just dumps him because she's just tired of the water life. And I'm like, you knew that going in. That was bizarre.
Yeah. After the one we called the Silver Surfer arrived and made mincemeat of our defense, the Earth began to accept its fate. We like to imagine that a common threat would unite the world, bring us all together, and maybe for a while it did. It really is beautiful in its own primitive way. But as usual, the feeling that the challenge was too big, the consequences. Uh-oh. Hello.
Hey, welcome back.
I think actually you got dropped because you're the one. It didn't reset on me.
Oh yeah, I just said waiting for host. So I was like, oh, oops.
Yep. Whoops. And maybe for a little while it did. It really is beautiful in its own primitive way. But as usual, the feeling that the challenge was too big, the consequences too horrible to contemplate, united us only in inaction. I would like to propose a resolution, but it appears that we do not have a quorum. And all our so here the towers are still up.
Like that, yeah. So this is.
So some things happen differently.
Wait. Did they go down in 2001?
So yeah, this is 2002.
Yeah,
so clearly they were saved. All our complex struggles, all of our fights over what the future would hold, we just sort of gave up on them. At this point, I suppose, why bother? Of course, not everyone just threw in the towel. Desperate for some sort of edge against Galactus, Dad rebuilt his subspace chamber. Increasing power output. Are you sure about this, Dad? If Galactus has any weakness, Franklin, I'm going to find it. Well, I got a bagel for you when you get out, Doc. The subspace chamber amplifies his psychic connection to Galactus. But the longer he spends in there, the riskier it becomes to his mind. And yet, he goes in there every day, searching in vain for some phantom weakness, something for hope. But chase goes long enough, and you become one. He's always been looking to the stars, searching for something. Somewhere beyond those clouds is Cassiopeia. And if you look over there, you can see Taurus. Whatever it was that made life worth living, he seemed convinced that it lay out there. Daddy, it's called. Something he used to say to me when I was a kid. The reason the sky exists, that's Jupiter. And sometimes when the conditions are just right, you can see its moon on Ganymede. It's so that we have to look up from time to time. He's been in there too long. Get him out. Powering down. I got you, Dad. I'm fine, son. Intruder detected. Intruder detected. What? Initiate lockdown. Dad, they're in the living area. Defense protocol call Alpha. Ah, crap, damn it. Franklin, stay in the lab. This better be the burglary of the century. Chemical defense activated. It's clobbering time. Intruder detected. I let myself in. I hope you don't mind. Ever hear of email? I say we throw them out. Anyway, for the bagels. What do you want? I know what you're working on your laboratory. to save your planet, and it won't work. But there is another way. On my homeworld, I was, like yourself, an astral explorer, hoping as you do to save my world from a calamity unknown, never suspecting that I was that calamity. I projected my consciousness deeper and deeper into the cosmos till I felt his presence, and he felt mine. Who are you? It was my connection to Galactus that brought him to Zenla, and in my desperation, I hoped our connection would be the thing that saved it. I made him an offer to place our psychic connection in his service. As an astronomer who devoted his life to mapping the galaxy, I knew of millions of worlds to which I would guide him. But the price of sparing but one, he agreed that I might be better serve him. He endowed me with the power cosmic, a greater force in the universe you will not find. And though he gave me but a drop, it was a power no other mortal could dream of. I had saved everyone I had ever known and loved. For you, my master, became the butcher of billions. That was several millennia ago. I am old, to put it plainly. I am dying. Everything okay, Dad? Everything's fine, Franklin. Which is why Galactus is coming to Earth. Not to devour it, Reed Richard, but to make you the same offer. It has been so long since he felt such a connection, since he was found one worthy of wielding the power cosmic, of serving him. He will spare the Earth, but only if you agree to become its new herald. And great story, Oscar, but at the risk of asking a stupid question, if you were this herald, why didn't you lead him to, I don't know, some uninhabited planet? The power cosmic is fueled by the concentrated energy of the universe. And all of the force in the universe, there are none more concentrated than the power of consciousness. Nothing beckons destruction more than the awareness that you are being destroyed. But as heralds, you are not powerless. I have condemned many worlds to extinction by choosing where to lead my master. I have also saved countless irreplaceable civilizations from destruction. And it is this power that I now offer to you. If there is one lesson that this sorry planet should have mastered by now, it is this: that you do not defeat a god by becoming one. You do not change power; it changes you. I'm sorry, but the answer is no. I understand. The nerve of that guy trying to claim he put Galactus on a diet. Very noble. We'll see how you feel when everybody you've ever loved is sinking into the magma. At any rate, you have 4 years to change your mind. Sorry, I may have just sentenced all of us to death. Yeah, I think you did. And I've never loved you more than I do right now. Oh, now you love him!
But now you... Well, she said she never stopped loving him before, but now this is... This is weird.
Yep. Oh, so she's from Wakanda, of course. Have you home in a few minutes?
I kind of thought so.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this because this is just some made-up character. It could have been someone like Rogue from Rogue, Rachel Summers.
Yeah, that was.
But nope, it had to be a Wakandan.
Right, and then they're just trying to tie more, get more Wakanda stories out, which I think is fine. But I don't know who this character is.
Where are the X-Men? Where are the X-Men?
Right, exactly.
In this world, you had Spidey show up, but
Spidey,
no X-Men.
No, yep, exactly.
They all still think of me as a child, by which I mean they feel the need to lie to me. I'm 34 years old, Uncle Ben. After Uncle Johnny died, they took even more pains to protect me. Don't worry, Sonny. We're not doomed yet. Your dad will think of something. But there comes a point when you cannot allow yourself to be treated as a child anymore. He's back, Daddy! I suppose I need to go to New York for a week if I want a welcome like that. And that point comes when it's your turn to lie to someone else. You were in New York? How's New York doing, Daddy? Fine, Nkanda. Everything's going to be fine. There's someone here to see you. Really? Who? My brother. Your Highness. So wait, this is not Shuri, though.
No, it's not Shuri. I was going to say.
And that would have made sense, but no, they said it was Zimbabwe, however you say her name.
Right. It's not Cherry. Yeah.
Hold on.
Does he have another sister?
Hold on. Just Shuri. Yeah, just Shuri. That doesn't make any sense. Anyway. Um,
No.
Yep, Your Highness. I know that you were born with psionic powers, the ability to amplify the electric impulse in your brain and of those near you. It's why your parents stopped hiring nannies to take care of you, and it's why they spent decades suppressing your power, because they didn't want a few altered genes to derail your life the way it had theirs. Yes, my parents have made a career out of feeling guilty. And try not to judge them too harshly. If they've done everything differently, you'd just be damaged in other ways. Uncle T'Challa! Is there no such thing as a private conversation anymore? Uncle T'Challa said he'd teach us shield combat if it was okay with you. Parenthood is more or less just choosing how you're going to screw up your kids. So can we, Daddy? Can we? I know a setup when I see one. We'll see. It's a yes until it's a no. Girls, please leave us. Your daddy and I have something to discuss. Parents mean well,
Yep.
well, but as you and I both know, there's no protecting somebody from the person they were meant to be. What is it? A vibranium headband to help you control your psionic powers, to give them focus. Oh, thank you for coming. I honestly don't see what good it will do, but I am happy to listen. A planet is but the faint echo of the power cosmic. You could harness all the power on Earth. It would not even be enough to slow his hand. Galactus is coming. I know. His power cannot be matched. He is the greatest hunter in the universe. But the life of a hunter is precarious, especially so for one who devours planets at a greater rate than the universe provides them. As we long ago learned, on this planet, what you can gain from hunting pales in comparison to what you can get from conquest. Or, as we taught ourselves, to call it civilization. What do you propose? Tell me about your master. Tell me what he and what I and that I tell him that I will bend the knee before him and rule the earth on his behalf, harvesting it of people, of consciousness. If your master will forego the one-time destruction of this planet, I will implement an aggressive breeding program, allowing him to consume 500 million people every year. In the end, he will have devoured far more of the power cosmic than if he can consume the earth on a rifle. If he can, as we have done forever, abandon the darkness of eternal forging for the warm light of civilization. Civilization being, when all is said and done, merely another word for grazing. After millennia of listening to beings begging in vain for the world to be spared, yours is certainly a refreshing approach. Reed Richards imagined that if he read the mind of Galactus, he could somehow save your world. Before that, he thought he could save it with artificial intelligence. Ridiculous! If it could be done, it would have been done. I would have done it by now. I assure you, I am no Reed Richards. No, you certainly are not. With Galactus Day quickly approaching, we all have to accept that our time is running out. I'm gonna miss you, Rufus. Or do we? Using our patented cryogenic life support technology, we can freeze your body and launch it into space, keeping you all alive long after Galactus has come and gone. Each cryo coffin comes with its own antenna broadcasting prime numbers deep into space, sure to attract spacecraft from another world, from Hammer Industries, and now serving pets.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Of course, someone would come up with that.
Yep. And it's like a coffin.
Yep. With a pet side rail.
I'm like, yeah, exactly. Right, exactly. Bring your cat. Well,
I was a better person before I saw this ad.
Oh no.
Okay, that was me. Medical alert. Danger. Medical alert. Reed? Oh no, please no. Danger. Medical alert. Reed, wake up. What happened? You almost fried your brain. That's what. You shouldn't even go near that thing without someone regulating the power. What if there had been a surge? I'm sorry. There's so much to do. No, there isn't. Reed, we only have 2 years left. Is it too much to ask that we spend it living? No, it's not. Mom and Dad got back together soon after that. Well, now they did.
Of course they did.
And drink quick, Ben. I'm closing the bar for good at midnight. Gonna spend my last few months with the grandkids. A minute, priest. I have a bartender. Unfortunately, all good things must come to an end. Don't I know it? I don't think I ever saw Dad at peace with the world. What was that guy's name? The guy with the apes, the red ghost. Oh, that's right. I almost forgot about him. And when he gave up trying to save it, why would a ghost have apes? It made zero sense. I could only imagine what the layers smelled like. Sometimes you don't realize how heavy a burden it is. Let me get this. Nobody's accepting credit anymore. The cutoff was last Friday. Until you put it down. This should cover it. In the months running up to Galactus Day, the whole world seemed to exist in suspended animation. If it had continued forever like this, one might call it heaven. The end of an era. Now, thank God. Now we can go someplace that has a cheese plate. Who was that masked hero? The one you swore was Billy Joel? Piano Man. Ah, that's right. Is your dad okay? I think he might have had too much to drink. Nah, he's okay. You're just not used to seeing him happy. There was a point at which we sacrifice so much of ourselves that we forget who we really are. The day we have long dreaded is finally upon us. Observatories have confirmed that a large metallic object has come into orbit around Earth. Tell your loved ones or whoever you have around you how much they mean to you. Art, family, religion, whatever you cling to, in the end, it is all the same. A prayer that we will be missed when we're gone. It's been a good life. It's been a good night, Edna. I'd like to thank everyone who's helped the human race survive to this point. Even though all record and memory of your accomplishment is about to be forever destroyed, I hope you know how much it mattered. Goodbye, everyone. In the months leading up to Galactus Day, we moved to New York to be closer to Mom and Dad, so we could all be together when it happened. He's here, Mom, Dad, so that we could be ready. I feel like I only just begun to live, and now it's over. But how do you prepare for the inconceivable? How is this right? How is this fair? We've known for decades that this day was coming, and now that it was here, we couldn't believe it. Goodbye, my love. The hour of destruction is upon you, so I must leave. But before I go, I give you this one final chance to accept my master's offer, to save your world and serve as its herald. Grandpa? All right, I'll do it. Reed, no! Tell Galactus I'll be his herald. Please, Reed, you can't! Dad, you don't have to! Franklin, all your life we thwarted your potential. We shuttled you back and forth. We sent you away in the hope that others could control your powers when we could not. I feel like the least I owe you is a life. I just can't turn my back on my children, my grandchildren. Grandpa, what's happening? I understand. My master will descend shortly. Please give me the rest of the day to spend with my family. Then I'll come up to meet him. Very well, as you wish. The new herald approaches, Master. Good. You have done well, my servant. After all these millennia, after all the worlds that we have passed between us, I give you one final gift. Death, for there is no reward for service, but its end. Senla. Oh, that's cruel!
Wow.
Yep.
That is
you
cruel.
are on time, I see. An auspicious beginning to your new life as my herald. The closer you draw, the stronger our connection becomes. Master and servant, our minds forever joined. Shed the hollow shell of your mortal weakness and prepare to accept the power cosmic. I can feel your mind. You're now as one. Your services begin now. Who are you? My name is Franklin. I'm afraid my dad couldn't make it. He's got a planet to save. Raise energy to maximum. Subspace chamber. Override safety protocols. Authorization, read. Danger, medical alert. Danger, medical alert. Power overload. System failure, imminent. I really hope Doc knows what he's doing down there. He knows. What is this? What is the purpose of your... I'm at full power. We live by a simple philosophy in this family. I can feel it. I can feel you both. Now, Franklin, now that you are never truly defeated unless you are destroyed from within. Amplifying psionic energy. My mind, what's happening? And victory comes not from surviving. You've betrayed me, and now you will die. All of you. but if in remaining of ourselves, Mom, I shall crush you. Oh, crush. Space punching is the best punching. Power overload in the subspace chamber left my father in a permanent vegetative state. I am sorry, he's still not showing any sign of improvement. Having been saved from Galactus, the world picked right back up where it left off. People once again found things to fight over. Latveria on the move. Any reason to hope? Is it fully accessible? How big are the bathtubs? Because that's what you have when you have a future. Come on, Dad. It's easy to get so wrapped up in what's coming next time. We don't think we don't take time to appreciate what's just happened. We forget sometimes. We forget how lucky we are just to be here. We forget that life is good, even when it's not. I miss you, Uncle Johnny. How did we ever forget that this was supposed to be a party? That everything worth having comes from each other. I love you. Something my dad once said to me. The sky exists that we have no choice but to look up once in a while. Sometimes all we need is a reminder. And it's not ending there, but it's like, wow, again. Oh, it's like Johnny's dead and now Reed's a vegetable. One more. Once the threat of Galactus was gone, our global unity fell apart. Sokovia, or perhaps it never existed. Perhaps all of our imminent destruction represented was a short break from ourselves. Welcome, my new subjects, to the Empire of Doom. Then take them to the camps. Doom had spent the peace building an army of Doombots. As he began conquering his neighbors, most chose to ignore what was happening because it was happening to nations they never particularly cared for. Because the truth is, people never truly rally to meet a common threat so long as they despise each other. Again, how political is this?
Yep.
No crisis is so great that it will change who we are. Today is the 50th anniversary of the Fantastic Four, which I suppose is the real crisis. Like many heroes of their generation, the Fantastic Four have gone into retirement. Another carrot juice, Mr. Rogers? So Steve is an old man. So we wanted to take a moment to thank them for their services and to wish them a happy retirement, wherever they may be. Coming up, we get a look at the new Logix 8 smartphone, something Dr. Sagan once tried to tell me. Saving the human race won't change it, but changing the human race may be what saves it. How's Doc doing? The same, I'm afraid. Are you getting my psionic pulses? Any psionic pulses, Franklin? I know Dad's in somewhere, but I can't reach him. I'm sorry, Reed. Don't worry, Mom. I'll keep trying. There's got to be some way to reach him. So, are those new sweatpants? Sorry, Doc. I just ain't no good at this. I wish it was like the old days when I could just yell at you or call you pork chop or something. We never really spoke man to man like this before. And I know it's a little late to the ball game to start now, but in a way, I guess that's what makes it possible. I resented you for a long time, Doc. Blamed you for turning me into a heap of rubble. But the truth is, whatever happened between us, you're one of the few people who never turned their back on me. And like Johnny used to say, that's what family is. The people who are with you to the end. I guess what I'm trying to say is, I missed you, pork chop. Markia. Yep. As heroes, we are supposed to represent humanity's best. But in a way, we represent the greatest weakness. Its need to constantly be safe from itself. We need to fall back. The city's toast. I don't think I destroyed a single Doombot. It's not a contest, Spider-Man. That said, I destroyed 5. Is that good? No, I've never encountered tougher. What are these things made of? So it's Riri, Captain Carol, and Miles. Yep. The thing that in the end will probably doom us all is that the people with real power are less interested in stopping the world in the end of the world. Please extend my thanks to the World Bank, Mr. Claw, Ulysses Claw, and the thanks is nice, but we're really in it for the money than profiting from it. This wasn't as easy loan to make. The amount of vibranium we've lent you is worth the combined gross domestic product of several nations. And I suppose it's a good thing that I have several nations. It's Sue Storm. It's been Sue Storm. It's been how long? Can I get you a carrot juice? I love one. So what brings you to Grandpa Town? Why a Stark retirement haven for heroes? Why do people normally call on Captain America? That's not who I am anymore. What's going on with Doom? This is an all hands on deck situation, Steve. Oh, I'm hearing that sound on your end.
Oh, sorry, it's my phone.
No, it's all right. Just wondering what that was. Some of us are talking about coming out of retirement.
Yeah.
I don't know. If the young bucks can't stop him, then what's the pudding brigade supposed to do? Really, Steve? He just gives up.
Not what Steve does. No, he fights and he fights for what's right.
Sorry about that.
Oh,
we're
no,
almost
you're good.
done. We're almost
no,
done.
You're good.
I don't think we're I don't think we're almost done. We're almost done. You see why I had an issue with this?
But this is out of Steve's character.
You see why I have an issue with this book?
Absolutely.
What's the pudding brigade supposed to do?
Yep.
The Fantastic Four are done. I'm old enough for Al Rooker to call me on my birthday. Can't we just sit this one out?
He would never say that. Nope.
Almost done. We could try. We could sit on the sidelines and hope that everything turns out all right without us. Ready the Doombot. But one thing I've learned watching Doom and guys like him is that there's a tipping point. A tipping point for what? For when you could have done something and when it's too late. I'm sorry, Sue. My days at Captain America are done. I just don't think I'm up for it anymore. Well then, thanks for the carrot juice. It sure was nice seeing you. I know it's not easy, Steve. The hardest thing in the world sometimes is being the people we used to believe in. The kind of people we thought we were. The worst part of being like this is how they look at me. The pity in their eyes. Like I'm some sort of prisoner. My body is a prison. So this is all from Reed's point of view as he's stuck in his body.
Yep.
I suppose. But then so is everyone else. We're only ever truly free inside our mind. Though it's a freedom usually squandered on fear and regret. So perhaps the mind is a prison too. Goodbye, Reed. A dungeon where the jailer forgot to lock the door. So we close it for him. We spend so much time reliving the mistakes of the past, wondering what we could have done differently, what we should have done differently. When the answer is that we should have wasted so much torturing ourselves with questions like these. Hello, Reed. Johnny, what are you doing here? You tell me. This is your imagination. So, what do you want? And what exactly am I supposed to be doing again, Captain Marvel? Staying alive. I was doing that just fine in Brooklyn. Sorry, folks. Dinner smells good. Like you are surrounded. Surrender or Miles. I might be a little late to the rendezvous. Die. Mind if I cut in? Wow, you are the master of the grand entrance. The key is to have a deep well of one-liners. Miles, you need help? I wouldn't say no. Help! Look, it's the Future Foundation.
Oh.
You know, they're like, damn, nice hitting, Mr. Singh. Well, good, good, but not 86 Mets good. Then they're made of vibranium. But how? Oh, wow, this is a huge help, Mrs. Smith Storm. Thank me when we get out of here alive, Ironheart. Up top, Brooklyn. Pretty sure that hand is broken. We did it. New heroes and all. For the moment, anyway. Sure. There's Shuri.
There you go. Yeah.
It's like the important thing is we improve they aren't invincible by showing that we aren't afraid. My Doombot defeated. The honor of that barrier has been stained. Find the ranking general and have him executed. Yes, Your Highness. Then have yourself executed too. Yes, my liege. And you, thinker, call yourself a robotic genius. Your services are no longer required. An android. I suppose I should have seen this coming. Who are you? You're a new Minister of Defense, Your Highness. Good. Activate all our Doombots, including our reserves. They're coming with me. And where are you going, Your Majesty? To personally destroy the only remaining opposition to the Empire of Doom. Dad, it's me, Franklin. I'm trying so hard to reach you. I just wish you could meet me halfway. I'm sorry, son. Sorry I never had the time to be a father to you. Sorry that I never made the time. Luckily, Franklin had me. Not that it will make up for 40 years of parental neglect, but you should at least try to reach out to him. Why are you still here? I don't know. Maybe I'm just the motivation you need. Or the aggravation I don't. Well then, why don't you just get rid of me? I won't mind. I'm getting nothing. I'm sorry, Dad. Incoming! Pretty sure the guy in the flowing cape is Dr. Doom. Doom. Wow, and that is so Met Gala. Where do you even get a cape like that? True store. It's been a long time. He was my husband's old lab assistant, you know. What? No, I wasn't his assist. We were equals. Gah! Enough of this. I've waited a long time for this day, to even a score long in need of settling. Cheese with P. Are all of those Doombots for us? Seems like overkill. Probably just about the right amount of kill, actually. Whatever mistake it might make along the way, nature eventually corrects itself. In the end, the predator prevails because that's what it does. The weak with their guilt, their equivocation, their need to convince themselves of their decency, can never quite bring themselves to do what is necessary. But there is only one way to build a new world. He's going to make us listen to a speech first, isn't he? And that is upon the ashes of the old. Just so you all know, I can't keep the shield up much longer. Then that means it's clobbering. It's too late for that, I'm afraid. This world belongs to whoever wants it the most, to whoever is willing to do whatever it takes to claim it. You're all so young. It's a shame you'll never live long enough to see what this world can become when ruled by... Hey, at least he showed up. The fact he needed Sue to convince him.
Yep. That's not the captain.
Yep. If there's one thing I've learned from decades of watching dictators and bullies rise and fall, it is this. There's no idea so bad that somebody won't try it twice. So as long as you fascists insist on coming back, I suppose I will too. You don't understand. You never did. I didn't sacrifice everything to conquer the world because I hate it, but to save it from the delusion that it is, or ever could be, anything but a contest of power. What could it be called but love, to be willing to die for the world, or barring that, to have it die for me? New targets acquired. Doom, what have you done? The Doombots appear to have given up any sort of methodical conquest and are instead fanning out across the globe, destroying what they can before self-destructing in order to inflict the maximum amount of death and carnage, making any sort of coordinated defense impossible. Authorities advise people and population centers to evacuate, if you can. Mad Thinker, you built these things, didn't you? Please, there's no time. Please just let me do what I came here to do. Then you could do with me as you wish. There's only one person who can save this, who can save the world. Really? And I suppose that's you? No, your father. And if I couldn't reach him, what makes you think you can? Dr. Richards, if you're in there, we need your help. I was going to retire, disappear forever as Jose Santini. Looks like you have a gentleman collar. Leave me alone. I don't know what good it'll do, but I'll try to amplify it sideways. The android copying me, which you destroyed, was programmed to take over the Mad Thinker, so no one could come looking for me. Well, aren't you going to answer him? You think I'm not trying? But I embedded in its program a shutdown code to give it control over all my robotics. If you download the android's data, then you have the shutdown code. We need it, Dr. Richards, to disable the Doombot. No, I think you're not trying hard enough. As usual, what's that supposed to mean? Again, I'm a figment of your imagination. You tell me, please. Nearly done. Please, Dr. Richard, if you're in there, I mean, if I had to guess, I'd probably take it as an allusion to your neglect of Sue. How you drove her into the arms of another man. Stop it. Or how your son grew up thinking he was the family's shameful secret. I said stop. So are you actually going to try now or what? It's not that simple, as you keep pointing out. This is just my imagination. The shutdown code isn't actually here. Well, you did your best. Might as well just give up then. Let Sue, Franklin, and everyone else on the Earth die. Damn it, Johnny. I can't reach him. It's finished. I failed. Dad? What's he doing? I don't know. This is the first time he's moved since his battle with Galactus. Activate. What? I'm alive! My boy, you are our last hope. We pass the baton off to our failures to the next generation, in the hopes that they will be the salvation we never were. And we found you not a moment too soon. But in the end, time makes a mockery of us. Now let's hope your father was smart enough to keep his shutdown code. Accessing memory file. Welcome back, Sue. Say you got any more force field in you? I'm spent. Can you even die, Mr. Singh? I don't know. I was hoping to not find out. Hold on, everyone. Shutdown sequence complete. Well, I'll be a sailor's monkey. Well, that should be the last of the boxes. You sure you don't want to come live with Zod, Andy, and me, Mom? The girls are in college now, and no, that's okay, Franklin. Stark Industry has provided us with a cyber cottage. Sounds comfy, cozy, and terrifying. What do you say? So what do you want to do with the scrap here? I haven't seen this in years. All that work, it always came between Reed and me. Just throw it out. Sue Storm, authorization recognized. Sue, it's me. It's Reed. Before I went into the subspace cube, the Battle Galactus, I downloaded as many of my thoughts and memories as possible into this head's database. Please don't forgive me. Forget. Knowing that I would not be around to say what I'm about to say. I'm sorry for all the time I wasted, my love. All the time that we could have had together, but didn't because I was too busy looking to the stars when all that really mattered to me was down here with you. Franklin, my greatest joy in life was watching you grow into the man you became. My greatest regret that I watched them from afar. I wanted to tell you that I love you a million times, but I did it. Not because it didn't matter, but because it mattered so much. It took the courage I was always too stupid to spare. Ben, I took everything from you. In exchange, you were the most loyal friend I ever had. I knew I could trust you with my life and did every day. I know don't deserve a friend like you, and yet I can't imagine what my life would be without you. I wish I had more time. I wish our ring down. In reality, there is no such thing as a hero. We're not warriors who stood alone against the world, but the sum of everyone who loved us. In the end, I'd say we did all right, Mr. Fantastic. Times like all units of measurement exist only in our mind, but that doesn't make it any less real. Where you want the box? Just set it anywhere, Ben. Time is simply how we make sense of the universe and how it makes sense of us. I suppose it's just the two of us now. In the end, time destroys us, and yet it leaves us so much greater. Thoughts?
I don't know if I like the ending or not. I like Ben. I thought.
And Sue.
Yeah. And then like she left him before. Now she's staying with him as.
And then they try to say, "Oh, it wasn't her fault. It was Reed's fault."
When it's dead body.
They put all the fault on Reed.
Right, and it's always a balance of both. But then the head thing, I have to say, reminds me of Future.
Yeah, the head thing worked.
Drama. Just gonna throw that out there really fast. Yeah. I thought that was funny. Yeah, the head thing. Yeah, I liked how the story like kind of ended at the end of the last issue, and I'm kind of bummed that Johnny died.
This was an epilogue. This was more of an epilogue.
Yeah, no, you're right. It is. Yeah, absolutely.
And they were barely the four.
They were. I mean, you didn't see like them like go out and fight. Like he got obsessed with Galactus coming, and I understand that, but it just became like
it was more about the world, not their adventures.
Right. Yeah, like where was those with like this is the Fantastic Four? You know, like you could have preparing for Galactus as like the over story arc that goes, that takes decades. I understand that, but there was nothing like really filling underneath. Like this is the Fantastic Four team. This is their first family. It totally missed that.
Exactly. And again, the biggest issue of all was the fact that, like I said, with Spider-Man, you could follow each decade took elements from the decade of stories.
Yeah, and then it just entwined to what he was facing, but and then he also had that lovely character development. This just seemed like it's just like the world hitting them that
Agreed. Now,
impacting the world. It just missed
artwork
out.
was
It just
fine.
totally, yeah. Like this.
Not as good as Bagley's on Spider-Man. Not as good.
I do like Galactus with like he reminded me of Master Control at some point. I haven't myself.
Yeah. But I was like, Galactus's defeat was weak.
It was very weak. There was no like it was like starting to build up and then it was just over.
Yeah, it's like, wait, how did they figure that out to do it with Franklin? And that also means if it wasn't for T'Challa, the fact that T'Challa was more of a dad to Franklin. Ah.
Right, exactly.
And again, it's just like, how did they stop him exactly? Did they fry him? They don't say what they did.
No, they don't. It's just, it's done. And we moved 2000s. And like, I get like, he's, is stuck in a body, but I don't
the only way I can imagine is that he somehow, maybe they don't even say they was tapping into the cosmic power and sending it through Franklin. They didn't make that clear or anything like that. Just somehow he was connected, amplified Franklin's power, zap. It's like, but how is this doing it? This makes no sense.
No, and considering the fact how powerful Galactus is and how much he's feared.
And then Franklin, and then Reed's a veteran. And I gotta say also, Doom, I did not like the idea that Doom was ready to do what he did with the population by saying, oh, I'll breed them all and then sacrifice them all to you. It's like, no.
No, yeah.
That is not Doom at all.
No.
What is it? This was
such mischaracterization.
What?
I just
this was the best part.
This one.
Again, Sue was the worst part of all of this.
No, she was. Like I get, Reed being obsessive, but there was nothing there, for it. Just kind of like. He was obsessive. She was at home.
You as a woman, if you as a woman, give me all your thoughts on how Sue was botched here.
Well, I just think like she. Because usually a woman would take and when you have a child, you want to keep the family together, and I didn't efforts to keep the marriage going, and I just saw my current thing. At the moment, so I'm just going to go with him, and then when it just it was.
They were together for like
in between parts, like well, her. And then she's like, well, I'm tired of doing the water thing, which is bizarre because that's who he is up front.
And notice, Namor was dropped after that. You never saw Namor again.
You knew who he was. Yeah, there was something was gone, and he went with it, and then she went back to Reed, which I just thought that was kind of just shallow. I just kind of felt she was very shallow throughout the whole story. If that makes sense. Elements of what it takes to be in a marriage and have a relationship. I don't know if I'm making sense or not, but I'm just like, why wouldn't you fight to work on your marriage and like let him know? There was nothing of him coming to say that coming in as well. It was just they just went their separate ways and it was over. And it was like that's not how that.
And again, the end, you tried to say, nope, Sue had nothing to do with it. It was all Reed pushing her into Namor's arms. Like, no, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. It was. I didn't like it because you don't put the blame on one person like that.
Johnny was written fine.
Like
Franklin was all right. Reed,
I did like
hot and cold, but Sue was just garbage.
Very shallow.
She was. Like I said, this is a male feminist handling of Sue. Yeah, that's, again, not as good as the last one, but I would give this like a 5 out of 10.
Yeah, I can. Yep. Yep. As I process this, yep.
Yeah.
Because I like Ben, but I didn't like the story about Korea. I was like, well, this is an odd.
But there's a lot of other good in here, like the idea of Galactus taking over 50 years, to get, almost 50 years to get there.
Yeah. He's coming. We gotta prepare for him. But it's just like it. But it just lacked the Fantastic Four elements, because that should have. You don't see them interact as a four, and the next thing you know, Johnny's dead. And you're just like, wait, what?
Yeah, wait, what?
Yeah, it's just like, oh, they didn't really do Fantastic Four things.
Exactly. Like they mentioned the red ghost here, and they're like, oh yeah, wasn't that great? Would have been nice to see it.
Yes. And what, like the mole man was like, we're like, what, like the beginning of the story, and it was gone. Yeah, I mean,
again, and then Cap needing Sue to kick him in the butt. I thought that was got this, like we gotta do what's right, or yeah, like, he didn't need a woman to kick him in the butt to tell him, get out there, soldier.
Get back to where you were. I thought that was kind of bizarre, because that's kind of out of character for Steve Rogers happening, and he'd be like,
I'm in. Let me know when and where.
Right. Yeah, that's me. Like, to me, like, Sue should go, hey, this is happening. Yep. We need your help. I can see him trying to like get up or something, showing his age, but he's all like, I still got one more fight in me. I got one. I thought that was really bizarre. And then he comes in anyways, and you're just like, well, of course it's Steve.
Yeah, and then he survives too. It's like, it would be good if it was like a final fight.
Yeah. From Night to Fantastic Four, from it, like Steve's legacy, that would have been kind of cool.
We don't see Doom's defeat. We just see all of his Doom bots blowing up. We don't see Doom being arrested or anything.
Nope. It's just, he's gone.
Oh wait, like, he died. That's what happened. Okay. He died here. Either he died or he was defeated.
Right. But it was just click.
Still though, it took, again, 5 or...
It's anticlimactic. It's anticlimactic. It didn't have like, you need a final umph in these battles. You can't build it up and just be like, okay, it's done.
Womp womp. Exactly.
Right.
But again,
something different, I get it, but it just took away from what these characters are known for and what their establishment is, because they all have a basis to always refer to, and it just kind of seemed like it just deterred from it completely. It was kind of,
the whole point was trying to deconstruct. You know what? This feels like a Rian Johnson handling of the Fantastic Four.
I love it. Yeah.
Rian Johnson.
Rian Johnson. Yep.
Deconstructing everything.
Oh gosh, yeah. I try to get The Last Jedi out of my head, but
that's what it feels like, doesn't it?
It does, because it's like there's admirable ideas that do come up, but they're just executed so poorly, and then just make the characters look worse. And it's just like, I get you're trying to do something different, and that's awesome, but it was like you didn't think it through. You have to flesh it out.
Yeah, but like I said, it was more about, like I said, the biggest problem was focusing on the real world and not on the history of the Four.
Exactly.
And here's the funny thing is, the Fantastic Four for some is considered like the great American novel, where it's like from the very beginning of the Fantastic Four #1 all the way up through the end of the Steve Englehart run. It's considered one great adventure. And it's like, you could have followed so much of that. Right.
Could have embedded that. That would have been really good, because I haven't read them, but it would have been really nice to have those like sense of like, oh, I've heard about that, like Spider-Man one.
Yeah.
With Uncle Ben being dead, stuff like that, like the basics of the character are there, and need to refer to it, and you're just like, so you have that familiarity with what you're approaching here. And this just seemed to be a completely different Fantastic Four. I mean, Ben and Johnny were in character, but it just seemed like overall, like the gelling of it just seemed so
Yeah, and I'll say this:
different.
the first issue was the best one because that felt the closest.
Yes, I did. I did like the first issue. I just kind of think it just kind of fell apart. I did like the 80s one because the Star Wars part made me laugh because I was like, they have to, when they started talking about like the weapons need to be turned a different direction. I was like, oh, they have to say Star Wars because that was such a huge part of ending the Cold War.
Yeah.
That made me laugh. So I was happy they had it. So like the 80s part did make me, I did enjoy the 80s and like the whole Walkman thing. I remember when those were kind of, yeah. So.
Yeah, I definitely like that. Everyone's going to be wearing T-shirts.
Yep, that made me. I mean,
Steve Jobs reference.
Yep, I love it. Yep.
Again, overall, that's what I give it. I don't give it a up or down. I give it like a.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm kind of like a 5.5 6, between a 5 and a 6. Because cause there's some parts where I'm like, that would have been interesting if it was fleshed out correctly, but it just fell flat and made Sue look bad. I don't like what they did with Reed at all. That there was anticlimactic with with Galactus. It was just like it was over, and it's like, what? You were you built up all these decades for this big battle, and it was just done.
Yeah, and like I said, I did like in the first one how they included even this monster into this in a way that actually was clever.
Yeah, I like the foreshadowing because it really showed that connection with him and Reed, and I really like that. I'm like, oh, this is gonna fold out really nicely. But then, like that foreshadowing kind of went away.
Exactly.
Yeah,
again,
I mean,
this first issue was perfect. Ending on the moon landing, perfect.
Yes, and I liked it. And then like they were the first astronauts. Now that was cool. I mean, I like those elements.
Yeah, but like I said, after that one, the 70s started out fine until the end when Sue decided, oh, nope, I helped save the day. Reed, we got to talk. And then Al Franklin is all like, his name is Daddy.
Yeah.
Again, that all Sue cared about was.
Oh, no.
Sorry about that again.
Oh, no, you're good. Like all Sue cared about was, sorry, that's where I left off.
Yeah, look at that. Right there. All Sue cared about was that. The whole, go on, Franklin. I'm just going to have here my big hunk of man.
My side piece. My side piece for the next decade.
Exactly. And it's just like,
It's so out of character for Sue.
Especially like, how did Reed take the news? It's like, oh, they were already banging.
Yep. And it's really sad he didn't like fight for her, or anything. So I don't know. I just don't like it.
Yep, Hancock got up again. You know, we should start wrapping up anyway, because I think we were going in circles now. But yeah.
Yeah, sorry, but yeah.
It's all right. Overall, it's all right. It's mediocre.
It is.
It's not crap.
No, it's not crap, and it's not like fantastic, but it just kind of fizzles out right away. Like once you get past the first issue, it starts fizzling out.
Exactly, but it is what it is. But hey, that's what you're gonna expect on this show. A lot of really greatness and a lot of
Yep. Well, that's just comics in general.
Yep. So thank you for joining me on this one, Crystal. Thank you, everyone else, and I'll see you guys.